Hello everybody, welcome back to Paradise Killer? I forgot the name of the game. I wanted to say Paradise Gates because it's in the top left. I just noticed I have a little heart cursor. I didn't notice that earlier. I was too busy rambling about garbage. But like I said, this one time we're getting into it. We're getting into it. We've got a lady with the coat on her arm. She appears to be flat, but I won't hold that against her, okay? Lydia, it's been too long.
I'm glad you're back, LD.
Why does she talk like a computer? Lydia Daybreak, your oldest friend. Born in Mwana Falls, Kenya in AD 1001 under the sign of Beautiful Spectre. What? There's a Kenya? In AD 1001? I thought I had a handle on the world at this point. Or at least not a handle, but you know, a general idea. But what the fuck? I guess like some of the past places could have been, I don't know. The Syndicate's ferrywoman, responsible for transporting the Syndicate to new island sequences. After an uninteresting childhood spent in worship of Beautiful Spectre, she enlisted in the army during her teens. Lydia became known as a Titan killer after she successfully defended a temple complex from 3 monstrosities born from beyond the stars. She retired from the world of assassination when she met Sam Daybreak, fleeing to join the Syndicate together. Thanks, Starlight. Starlight's giving you the full 101, eh? I don't know. That's the closest I could get to her voice. I've been in exile for 3 million days. She obviously thinks I need a refresher. What did I miss? Evil stuff, LD. Last night was a killer. The council were killed just as the next island was born. Word is a killer got into the building and took a knife to them. How are you feeling? Messed up, LD. This is the worst. The island needs an investigator. You shouldn't have been exiled, LD. We needed you down here. Judge told me to bring you to them. Was it you? Are you the killer?
Right on, LD.
I might have to turn off these voices. They really throw me off. Straight into the investigating. Nah, I was part way through a drop off at the Paradise Gates. You can check the logs. One thing before we go, LD. I can ferry you around the island if you need me to. Save your feet from a hike. If you need to pick up, call me on one of the phones. The phones are deactivated since it's the end of the island, so you'll need to fire them up again. I already activated this phone for you in case you need to come back here.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, I'm gonna. What? I didn't even get to read what was over there. Seatbelts on, LD. How was your exile? 3 million days just flies past. Oh wait, they both start with L, so it's confusing me. And they both actually they're both LD, aren't they? Lady Death, Lydia Daybreak. Cheer up, Buttercup. You're back on the island now, back in the game. The truth. Up to me to find out the truth. Criminal to catch a criminal. Irritated investigator. An investigator to catch a criminal. I'm messing with you. I don't think you're all bad. You got deceived by a god and let him conspire to kill the entire syndicate. No biggie. We don't have any investigators except you. No offense. None taken. I like your perfume, by the way. That seems like ill thought out, like she couldn't have trained somebody. Oh, thanks, LD. Fruity one, isn't it? It's a unique blend that I got made especially. Especially. It's nice. I'll have to get some on the next island. Sorry, LD. The blend is my own secret recipe and I can't give you any even though we're best friends and all. We're almost there. Go and speak to Judge. If you want to hang, I'll be on the pier. It's been so long since I performed an investigation. You getting the fire back?
To investigate.
Go get him, LD. My other alternative is just not to read like the full text, but that doesn't really make sense in an investigative game, does it? So they did have different options here, so maybe we'll just try a less frequent one. to be a little less intrusive. Well, well, well. I guess this is what every place is gonna look like. Is that a... I hope we get a breakdown of the various gods. I don't know, like... They seem kind of abstract though, like I don't know if that is actually going to be a thing. My old gun. When the time comes to execute justice, she will sing the song of punishment. What is going on here? Whoa. Oh, it's like where all the people are. I see. Okay.
Hello, Judge.
Birthplace, forgotten. Birth sign, forgotten. Every society needs a form of justice, and a syndicate member volunteered. They believe so deeply in impartial justice that they scrub their ego and fuse themselves to the island, becoming judge. They would become the embodiment of justice, acting on behalf of the island. So okay, is the actual real world still out there? Just like the syndicate guys came down and then there's like gods that form this island that's sort of isolated from everywhere else, and then like people who join the syndicate leave the real world or something? I forgot what Starlight is helping you navigate through the sea of truth already. Welcome back to the blood-stained paradise Lady Love dies. The investigator is here. Tell me about the crime. The council are dead. Our leaders gone. The black pall of crime hangs over us. Leader Montserrat has been taken from us. What the hell? The whole council were murdered at once. We already knew that. They gathered to birth the new island. Our perfect new home. Perfect 25. Okay, so it seems so far my theory about how the island, what's going on with the islands, so it was correct. Which they probably just told me that, but I didn't understand it, so it's still a theory. At the end of their meditation, the killer struck. Arrogance put the entire council in one room. Hubris is a large gap in armor. If you're a murder junkie, that's quite the hit. What time? Midnight, the holy hour, the hour of weird, the hour of... Judge, I get it. All of the council were murdered last night at midnight. Do you have a suspect? It is a miracle. A mass murderer in custody. Henry Division, a citizen possessed by a demon. Isn't he the one that ruined the previous island? No, he ruined this island, and then that's why they were going to create a new one. I got it. He's killed before. A decade ago. He came back. We found the knife in his hand. The council's blood in the stomach.
I'm glad to be back.
The oppressed rise up. Who'd have thought? She's still doing it a lot. Where's the crime scene? The council's own penthouse. The brutalist tower that reaches to the sky. Like my place? My place is higher. I bet my place is higher. Has anyone been in there?
Investigate.
The council are protected by 4 holy seals. Only our leaders can open them. We cannot get into the crime scene. We cannot assess, I thought he said access, the slaughter. How?
Truth waits for you in the shadows.
Truth hides behind the smoke of crime. We only know the nature of the first holy seal. 2 of the finest god justice marshals, stationed as guards, as sentinels. Both butchered by the monster. Demonic sigils cover the suspect's body, scorched onto him by the astral demon inside him. Those same sigils are daubed in the marshal's blood at the entrance to the council building. If no one has been in the crime scene, how do you know the council are dead? Their work is done. A new island has been born, yet they have not emerged from the chambers. The accused was found with a red slick knife and a belly full of blood of the council members. In this instance, the answer to the terrifying equation is dreadful murder. But why do you assume it's all of them? Like, yeah, if he has a belly full of blood, sure. A knife with blood, sure. You can reasonably say, yeah, probably someone was murdered. But all of them? Did you? I mean, okay? I guess like, can you isolate blood like that? If you have just like a tub of blood, as you do, and you dump like 10 different people's things of blood in there, and you just like, slosh it around. Can they? Is that something that they can then test? That seems like too mixed up to me. Like maybe 2 people's blood you can separate because you have like 2 distinct. But I don't know if people's blood is that different from one another that you could get 10 people's blood and then be able to tell there's definitely 10 people's blood. You could maybe tell like, oh, there's at least 3 different ones in here. I don't know. There could, there's likely about 5, but 10? No, I don't believe that.
The investigator is here.
I'm going to assume there are no eyewitnesses if it's a locked room murder. Just call it out. The locked room murder. We're on the case. Sherlock Holmes. Ice pick. It was an ice pick to the eye. Bam. None that have come forward. Why would someone decapitate the syndicate now? Is it an interloper, a god, a desirer of power? Is it naked ambition played out with a knife in the penthouse? I wonder if we're going to run into the gods, if we're going to talk to the gods, and if the gods are just going to be basically people. I assume they're just going to be basically people. It'd be cool if there were more abstract concepts of gods that we had to consider if they're murderers or not. But they're probably going to just be more like Norse type of gods, Which there might be abstract Norse gods, but you don't think, you think of the more like people type of gods. Usually when you have the more abstract gods, they're like old gods, right? They're the ones that are sort of like beyond comprehension, whereas the current gods are more like people. Like in my limited memory of, I used to really love looking into like Norse and Greek gods and all the interesting stuff, but that was when I was 13, which is a long time ago now. So anyways, who's running the show now? I installed architect Carmelina as the acting leader. We have birthed Perfect 25, a wonderful new home of her design. She is best placed to oversee this new transition. As bizarre as this vision of crime is, there is a further anomaly. Just one. You remember K. Hacks?
Nanny, the hell?
Our master craftsman. What about him? He is missing. We haven't had any contact with him for several days. This is doubly concerning, as he designed the second holy seal that protects the council.
Sure.
Is he a potential killer? If you can track the right truth through the darkened forest of secrecy, you might be able to prove it. Lady Lovedice, it's been a while since we needed you. The syndicate is in danger. You're in danger. Unspoken things beyond the stars are in danger. The island will not give up its secrets easily. What is the truth? What are the facts? Are they the same? Evidence, testimony. They are yours to find, yours to take. We must find who did this. Crime cannot hide. Crime always wants to be found. The nature of crime is perverse. Starlight has the blood records of the council. I have just updated Starlight with a blood sample of Henry as well. Use them to examine the murder weapon and crime scene. I need this solved so we can move on to the new island. A suspect isn't enough. I need concrete proof. I am linked to Starlight, a conduit of justice. She will track your case files. She has just unlocked her suspect module. Investigate, interrogate, find the gold evidence in the silt of the island. When you are ready, bring them to me, and we will begin the trials. The trials will determine the guilty. Assemble your facts and present a truth to me. You may not understand your truths. Bring them to trial, and we will reveal the guilty together and attain clarity. We can start the trials whenever you are ready. They will be the climax of your investigation, but you determine when that climax will be. Are you ready to investigate? This island will try to hide the truth from you. When love dies, all that remains are the
Journey
facts.
into truth and justice begins.
See, it's little comments like that I'm just kind of like, maybe the writing isn't that great. Because her name is Lady Love Dies, we get that. But what does she what when love like that's just like a non sequitur, right? When love dies? But maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's more to it. A dual, that's just not just a non sequitur. It's a non sequitur that's meant to sound important, you know. And those are the kind of things that I'm just like, they're just kind of being weird for the sake of being weird. A duel across the sun-drenched streets between the investigator and the truth. Paradise Island is yours. That said, I have a lot of respect for people who can write like just completely bonkers shit like this. Like, it's got to be a lot of fun, right, to get in that mindset, because whenever you write, like, if you really care about your characters, you're really like trying to get in the mindset of what would they do, how would they react, what's going on in our world, and it's really hard to like get further and further away from what actual reality is. So like writing like just completely bonkers, insane stuff that has little to do with how real life works is not easy to do. But if you can just sit down and do it, it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. So it's like, it's also not something you can do just for fun. Like, I mean, some people can, right? But like, it's exhausting. So if it's not your job, you know, I don't work all week, and then Saturday's like, all right, I'm just gonna delve into this. But if you do that, that's all you can do all weekend, right? Because you can't, once you get out of that mindset, it's really hard to get back in. So like, you can't just like do it for an hour and then just like play some video games and then just go back to it. Because to really connect with the world, when it's that crazy, you've really just gotta get into it, and you gotta live in it for a bit. Versus doing like something like based in world, you know, like urban fantasy, where it's like based in the real world with magic. Sure, you've got to like understand the magic and all the rules around it, but there's something to ground you. So you start with the grounded and build off from there, and it's easier to connect with the world. Whereas something that's just completely out of there, getting to connect with it is actual work. So it's a long story to say that this probably, let's just say we have respect for them, and this probably has really means something to them in this world, and we just don't understand what that is. Or it's bad writing. but we try to give the benefit of the doubt, or we just won't enjoy the game, right? 2352. Henry Division escapes from the desolation cell. Grand Marshal Akiko 14 was guarding him. Midnight. The council are murdered. 3 minutes after midnight, Henry is found outside at the council building by Akiko. He escaped from the cell. Okay, he escaped 8 minutes before the council are murdered. And then 3 minutes later, he's found outside the council building. So, since, you know, this has obviously got to be a red herring, right? Well, it's either a red herring or he was controlled by, or he did the killing, but it wasn't his own. He did it for a reason that's important, type of thing. He's not just a murderer. But my first thoughts are he was actually trying to stop that from happening. That's usually how these things go, right? But these are assumptions, not cold, hard facts given by evidence. Akiko informs witness that Henry has been found and that the first seal guards are murdered. And that's always the issue with these type of games. If you're an actual investigator and a woman dies, you're going to suspect the husband. You're not going to go, I do suspect the husband, but that's too easy, right? Maybe it's a red herring because that's just like, but no, it's going to be the husband, right? But that's not how it works in games. Akiko confirms to witness that the holy seals are closed. She could not secure the penthouse. I was confused by them calling her Akiko now because I assume Akiko is a woman's name. I don't actually know if that's true. Because it said Grand Marshal Akiko 14, so the number's like, okay, sure. Judge assumes authority over the island and locks the Paradise Gates. 30 minutes later, a syndicate meeting is held in courtroom. Judge appoints Carmelina as acting leader. A few hours later, they bring me out of exile. And then, that's where we're at. Blood sample obtained. Tab. Potential leads. What is the second Holy Seal? The answer should be somewhere in the council building. The fourth Holy Seal is a mystery. How was the final barrier before the council's penthouse breached? I need to examine of the two murdered guards that formed the first Holy Seal at the entrance to the council building. I need to find out what the third Holy Seal is. It should be deep within the council building. Them being out of orders is just like boggling my mind. K-Hax is missing. Where is he? All right. So, and this is really what made me. So at this point, I stopped playing the demo. There was more to it, I believe. I'm sure, a lot more, because this was like 10 minutes into the game, despite it taking me about an hour to get here. I stopped playing the game because I'm like, all right, this is a game for me. The weirdness of it all and the sort of the, let's just say it, anime-ness of it all kind of threw me off. Which I don't hate anime. I do enjoy some, but like the more serious stuff. You can fail in this game, and like Judge was saying, you can. I assume I could just go call the case done now and accuse someone. I think I can do that at this point. So that's why I was like, all right, this is it. This is for me. Got a whole music thing going on. Cool. Skins. You just have the one. Got a whole map. Reality folding drive. An arcane power source gifted to the Syndicate by the Silent Goat and built by Masahiro Heavy Industries. Pyramid, home of a god. Council building, the crime scene, the palace of carnage. All right, we're looking for cold hard facts. I don't need you putting extra flavor text here. That's not your job. That's my job. The seat of power of the Syndicate. All matters of government are conducted here. The seat of justice, where we're at currently. Luxury apartments for members of the Syndicate. Lush gardens enjoyed by members of the Syndicate. Barracks of the Gods' Justice Marshals. Mountain Gorge. A valley used for citizens to commute to work and to transport goods from the Deep Factory. Deep Factory. Is this the Deep? No. K-Hax's workshop. The opulent Ziggurat. A large temple where most religious ceremonies are conducted. At the end of an island, all of the citizens are ritualistically slaughtered by the Syndicate in the temples. Their psychic energy offered to the gods. I still don't get this aspect of things. Of whether or not that's a good or a bad thing. A graveyard that memorializes fallen members of the Syndicate. A place to relax in paradise. Dead zone. Henry allowed demons to flood into this area. Demons rot the fabric of the world. The area was sealed off to prevent the corruption spreading. I hope there's not combat in this game. That would be weird. Danchi. Danchi is used to be aspirational apartment blocks. The bubble bursts when citizens realize they are a cradle for unhappiness, as apartment blocks often are. Citizen housing. A number of apartments were knocked down and replaced with houses as an experiment. Would the citizens stop killing themselves and each other if they have a better quality of life? Did we look? Deep factory entrance. A huge network of catacombs filled with the industries that facilitate life on the island. Agri-fields. State-of-the-art agriculture facilities that produce the island's synthetic food. Desolation cell. A remote cell for the demonically possessed. Henry is currently incarcerated here. I think that's the island I pointed out earlier. And then Paradise Gates, the pathway between a dying island and the next island. Syndicate members are transported between islands by Lydia the Fairy Woman. This sounds like a very a job with a lot of downtime. Let's just say that. Doom Jazz's yacht. Dr. Doom Jazz's luxury yacht. Timeline. Oh my. History. Okay, this might ground us a little bit here. Man's prehistory. The gods come to Earth, gift man technology, and the world becomes embroiled in a millennia-long war. The gods are betrayed by their enslaved armies and are killed. All right, let's make sure I absorb this. They come to Earth. So Earth already existed. They come to Earth, gift man technology, so therefore they could be obviously aliens. The gods are then betrayed by their enslaved armies and are killed. In prison, are driven from the Earth, so the gods are gone now. The syndicate is formed by worshippers of the gods. The imprisoned god Silent Goat learns of the syndicate and psychically gives them his power. The syndicate uses his power to create the Paradise Island sequences and the reality folding drive to fuel them. So the syndicate are the god worshippers. Silent Goat apparently still exists, despite a lot of them being killed or driven off. And he gave us power to create the island. So they're all worshippers. We were locked away. Maybe get some more history. Oh yeah, here. Lady Love Dies is seduced by the god damned Harmony. She's exiled to the idle lands. We don't know exactly what we did there. I'm sure we'll come upon damned Harmony at some point. Okay, we can't click on these. Paradise Island sequence 24. Current island. Was born 964 years ago. Hang on, I'm going to do some quick math here. 365. Hang on, I'm not going to say it out loud because it might be embarrassing. So I'll just go. So according to my math, that's 350,000 days. 964 years. So we weren't even on Island 24. Is basically we weren't on probably a bunch of different islands. So this island means nothing to us. That's interesting. I just assumed it was near the start of this island. 10 years ago, demonic corruption incident. Henry Division illegally communicates with the gods and is possessed by a demon of unknown origin. Henry murders his mother, and during his arrest, he also kills the syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. Demonic corruption taints the island. Paradise Island 24 is condemned. Preparations are made for the birth of Paradise Island Sequence 25, nicknamed Perfect 25 because they're optimists. This is interesting to me because we've done the gods come to Earth, but where are demons coming from? What do demons have to do with anything? They're just all of a sudden demons. One day ago, preparations for Perfect 25 have been completed. The Syndicate's council retired to the penthouse to meditate and birth the next island. And then we've already gone through last night's stuff. Okay. We've got all these guys here. We're not going to read these just yet. We'll read some of them next time. These are all the people that were murdered. And then we have some citizens down here that aren't part of the Syndicate, so I don't really understand the whole citizens thing. Whether or not they're because we know the Syndicate are worshippers of the gods, besides me, maybe. But these citizens, we don't really know, and they're slaughtered at some point. It seems not a great thing, not a great deal for them. We got all these relics, we've got all these case files to go through. Oh my good lord. Oh my god, there's so much here. It's fabulous. But we're just gonna go through it in time. Why is it still giving me Oh. We'll worry about that stuff later. We can only read so much at a time, right? We can only absorb so much information. Can I pick this up now? Judge. Hey, Judge, can you give me my gun?
Investigator.
Is paradise worth saving? Are you ready to start the trial? Have you found facts and crafted a truth? I'm ready to work through this with you. Lady Love dies. Okay. Are you ready to begin the trials? See, yeah, we can start them now. Crazy, huh? Whoa. The save point stuff is gonna kill me. I really don't play I don't sit down and play games for very long these days, unless it's like a multiplayer game. Fuck, we do need to question them. I really want to save though. I feel like my brain's about to explode. AR mode. Right, okay, yeah, we know that. We know this guy's here, so we can talk to him. Oh my god, is there really no save anywhere? I swore off games without save on quit, but I'm too interested in this game to do such a thing. But I really don't want to sit there and have a 30-minute conversation with him, you know? Alright, we'll talk to him. We'll come back to Judge, though. A moment of your time. What now? Am I going to be seeing a lot of you? I understand you've got a lot on your plate. A mass murder on an island full of weirdos and all that. I feel you. I really do. Skip to the end. You know the blood crystals, the currency you guys are so precious about? Yeah, you got some you mean stole. Not people, rich people. Screw them. Soulless bastards. Anyways, you'll need some currency to make it through this. Once I detected it's sort of like a tutorial type thing, I'm just like, yeah, I know what currency is. Potatoes, tomatoes. Catch you later. So this is like a tutorial guy, I suppose, who tells me what's going on. But we know what we know what currency is and how it works. Okay, perfect. Thank God. Thank the silent goat. Which I think, by the way, is who's got this pyramid over here. That's got to be the silent goat, right? Or it could be damned. What's her name? Anyways, I'm enjoying this a lot. I hope you are as well. It's a really, really cool world, really cool game. Maybe once I get used to recording again, I'll make these longer because it seems like it's gonna need it, right? But you know, there's a reason I don't stream. It's because I can't sit here for 8 hours and play this game without dying. Alright, see you next time.